Hey, girl. Hey.
Welcome back to Girl Meets Podcast.
Hey guys, welcome back. I'm drinking an Alani today.
Oh, okay. I never
because I only got 6 hours of sleep, and if you know me, I never only get 6 hours of sleep. I always get 8 or more.
When did you go to bed last night?
3 a.m. Yeah.
3 a.m. and I'm still awake. I bet you just fine.
Us to sleep in a city.
It's better than
Better than 9.
Sip. So yeah. Hi guys, it's Audrey here. I have an ant problem in my room right now.
Crazy.
I have peanut butter on a plate and on a tissue on the floor because I'm trying to get them to congregate in one area so then I can just commit a mass murder on all of them. But I also am I need to put in a work order with my maintenance people and tell them that this is happening. But I'm just so annoyed right now with that because what the heck? Why is that happening?
Yeah. I wonder if anyone else is having the same problem. Have you asked your neighbors?
No. I don't know my neighbors.
That's okay.
I know some of them, but the ones that, well, I guess, yeah, I know some of them I could ask. Because I live on the first floor too, which is the issue here, is that they're coming in directly from outside, on the ground outside, and it's just, it's so awesome.
Good. You need to do cinnamon. I have never even heard of peanut butter helping.
It doesn't. The reason it doesn't kill them. I just want them all in the same place instead of trying to go other places.
But if you do the cinnamon, they'll be all in the same place and they'll be dead.
No, I know.
And then it will prevent more from coming in. They smell the cinnamon and they turn around. Because they're oh shit, that cinnamon is my death.
Do they know that though?
Yes.
Oh.
I would literally see the ants when I put my cinnamon down in my house. They would literally turn back around and go out. They were oh shit.
That's funny.
Those are the vibes.
Yeah, I just don't have cinnamon currently.
You will one day.
But my roommates might. They're just sleeping.
Yeah. I can't believe you're up so early.
It's 9:26 here in Illinois.
I forgot that you live in Illinois.
A nice sunny day, 27 degrees.
I know,
high
it's
of 44. With the low of 20.
We have a high of 30.
Yeah, high of 44. We've been in the 50s.
We were in the 50s yesterday. Yeah, high of 32 today. We're supposed to get into the 60s next week. And then just keep going up from there. Whoa, it's supposed to be 70 next week. I won't even be here. Going home for spring break.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say?
I wish we had the same spring break.
I know.
That would be mighty convenient.
Would be. I will come visit you in May, though.
Okay. I let my weirdness come out.
It's okay. That's good. Yeah, I'll probably come towards the end of May. Or is that too chaotic with...
I think whenever you come, I'll make it work.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't worry. I don't have sorority stuff anymore to worry about, so... Woohoo! Dropped out of my sorority, guys.
Yeah, live update on dropped.
Live update. I'm no longer a sorority girl. I would say that I never really was a sorority girl, personality-wise. That's just not me.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes sense. I don't know. I met so many people, through my sorority, and I really enjoyed everything that it brought me.
For sure.
It was just one of those things where it was this is no longer fulfilling me, and it's, causing more stress than positives. I didn't feel the best, like, in it. Couldn't be myself all the time, felt a little disconnected from everyone. So, and it's like nothing against anyone, like nothing specific happened that like turned me away. It was just in general. I was like,
Totally.
I think it's best for me to be done. Life update.
Totally. I agree. I don't really have any life updates. Just so busy with school. Like the last 2 weeks have been insane for me. The most busy
It
I've
seems
been
like you've
all
been
year.
so busy.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have. I've been crazy busy. I'm just like, and it's just school, like not even really like life. It's just school and like clubs, work. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
But
Do you feel like that's like good for you, or do you not like being super busy like that?
I don't know, like I like a busy lifestyle and like being go go go. Um, but I don't like it when it's all school. Like I wish it was like I like the busy to be like a variety of things. But
That's
because I
fair.
was so focused on school, I felt like I couldn't do like my other things that I like to do all the time. Like I
Mm-hmm.
like being busy with hobbies, um, or like busy with friends and like that kind of thing, but just been so chaotic and like I also just had a week where and I kind of shared this on our Instagram, but just a week of feeling like I'm not good enough and like only with school and like feeling like I'm not going to be good in my future career and like feeling everyone's better and more successful than me. And obviously not that's not true. Like I know that, but it was just one of those weeks where I didn't get good grades on my assignments and even though I was like so busy with everything else, and I just wish that I could have gotten good grades because I worked hard, but I didn't, and like it's fine. But it was just a
No, I
little
get
like
it.
kind of like a humbling moment,
Well, it
but
throws you for a loop.
it does. And I was
Had
just so
very
down in the
similar
dumps.
experience.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
hard just being with like all of the same people in my classes. It's hard to not compare yourself and you like you're
sure,
all
yeah.
doing the same exact thing, you know? So it's like, okay, why is it easier for her and why is it harder for me? And like same it just like depends on classes. Like people are better at certain things and I understand that.
Yeah.
It's just frustrating when it's like really hard for you and you like just have to work extra.
Yeah. I understand that.
It's whatever.
That happens to me all the time. Like,
Yeah.
I was not doing well in my psych research methods class last semester. And every time I'd receive a bad grade, or like to me a bad grade, I don't know, I would be
Yeah.
like, I'm going to be so bad as a therapist if I can't do this, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, but, or like, how am I going to get into grad school with a grade like this? Whatever. Like, that always stresses me out. But you know, it's going to be okay. Like, everything's going to be fine. Everything will work out.
Yeah.
You'll get into grad school, you know.
Yes. Yes, we both will. It'll all be fine. Like I'm trying to remind myself that because it's always been just fine. Like I've gotten bad grades and everything just always ends up fine.
Yeah.
It's like not as serious as I think it is, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's just definitely
And
like
I'm
the
not,
part of feeling like you are not doing good in a class and then relating it to how you're going to do in the field. It's like just because I'm bad at something in a class does not mean I'm going to be bad in the field because truly like the classes that I'm taking, one of them specifically has nothing to do with my field.
right.
And I'm like, why do I think that I'm going to be a bad SLP because of this class? I'm just not. And it's fine. Like, I know that I will be a good therapist. It's just
Yes.
like, it's frustrating because it makes you feel like you won't.
Yeah, definitely.
That's my little life update and what my head's been going through. And I've like never really struggled with that kind of like anxiety about my career and stuff because I was always like so confident in teaching.
Right.
But I think it was like in too much of a comfortable space. And like now that I've transitioned to speech, it's like definitely out of my comfort zone a little bit school wise because it's just like harder classes for me
Yeah.
and harder subjects. But I know
More
like the end
silences.
result. Yes, exactly. The end result is so much more of me and like actual field and the actual therapy that I'll be doing. So I just need to remember the end goal. Remember everything's going to be fine in 3.5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My grandpa always said, everything will work out. It always does.
Yeah, which is so true. I think about
Love it
that
too.
quote a lot because you told me that one time.
My dad always says it.
It's so true though. Like everything literally always does.
Uh-huh.
Like everything that I've thought of in the past, I'm like, no, like everything is literally always fine. Especially school wise. Like you always figure it out. You always end up doing fine. And like
Yeah.
stuff that happened a year ago, I don't even think about anymore.
I know. And I feel like if you're prone to stress about it, you're more likely to get to that point where everything does work out. Because if you're stressing about it, you're going to like work harder and blah, blah, blah.
So true.
But like
So
if you don't
true.
care, then that's where like the issue is. And you care. So that's all
So
that
true.
matters.
So true, Audrey.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to get started?
Sure.
Okay. Today we're talking about some of our deal breakers slash non-negotiables slash like what we look for in a relationship. Kind of a lot. But it all is the same. We just don't really know what to call this episode.
Yes.
And we're doing it in romantic relationships and in friendships. And we do outlines for each episode. And I actually liked doing this because ever since I've become single, I haven't like written down a list of what I want in a partner. Just because like I wasn't really ready for that. But I did it and I was like, wait, these are like different things that I didn't want a year ago, and like I've really grown in the person that I've become and like what I want, and it's so mature. And I really liked it. It was nice to think about and like have expectations and like go into things thinking about these things.
Yes. I wrote down a list too. Like maybe 3 months ago about just everything that I need in a guy. And like if they don't check off those boxes, and it's not that many. I have more to talk about during this episode, but my basic list, it's not that many. Like I don't think it's that impossible.
It's not. It's
I'm
really
not
not.
asking. I'm really not asking for too much.
You like we never ask for too much, in my opinion. You guys can always be capable of doing. Guys are capable of so much more than what they think they can do. Like literally. I'm sorry, but like
Yeah,
they need to hold themselves
seriously.
to a higher standard.
Yeah. Well,
They
I
need to
think
just push through.
I think they need to like recognize that they're worth more than they think they are.
Agreed.
And like they can do more than they think they can do.
Yes. Like you can go out and get the flowers. Like you do have 2 feet that do work.
Yeah.
You can do it. You do have $10. I know you do.
Right.
So, and like that's the bare minimum.
Flowers.
But just like little things like that.
Yeah. I don't know. Emma and I have different views on them.
In my opinion, I think I have a lot higher of expectations than you.
Yeah.
I'm like not as chill as Audrey. So.
Yeah. But that's okay. I mean, I honestly feel like maybe I need to have higher expectations, but the thing is, I just don't. because at the same time, like, boys are humans and I can't expect more out of them than I would expect from a normal, like any other person.
I think that I agree with that. I think I view it as what I would do for them, I expect the same from them. Like, as a girlfriend, I do go like the full mile and I like to do things for people.
Oh no, me too,
especially
though.
my partners. And like, I expect that same energy back. Like, whatever I'm capable of doing, I believe that they are too.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it is nice to like receive flowers and stuff. That's just something for me I've never cared much about, like specifically flowers. You know, I do like the little things. I like I don't know, little like reminders that they love me. But for whatever reason, flowers have never been like the thing that I want, I guess, or care much about. I don't know. I'm just weird.
Yeah, which is fine.
I'm just weird.
I don't think it's weird.
But if there's a guy out there who's tired of girls asking for flowers, I'm your girl.
Here for Audrey. Yep.
I doubt any guys listen to this. Well, maybe. I don't know. It's literally called Girl Meets Podcast.
I know.
So
this is one of the only ways that my ex can hear from me, so.
So, hey.
Hey! I pray to God he's not listening.
No, I know.
Crazy.
No, I
because
know.
Because we can't block anyone from Spotify.
I know,
if I could,
right?
I would.
I know, and they can figure out how to find it anyway.
I know. He is blocked from our Instagram account and our TikTok.
Well, that's good. I heard that, and if these people are listening, hi. I heard that people are I heard that there's people at my school listening to this and making fun of me. So,
from Augustana?
Yeah.
Did you tell me about this? Is that what you're talking about? Okay.
Mm-hmm. I just want these individuals to know. I just want these individuals to know that I don't care. Make fun of me all you want. Like, at the end of the day, I'm a better person than you are.
Yeah. And also, grow up. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing that in your free time? Literally sitting and making fun of girls that have a passion in life. Like, that's so rude.
We're just having fun, bro.
No,
we're just
exactly. Exactly.
Anyway.
It's so stupid. I hate stuff like that. It's
just
so
many ghosts from my past.
No, literally. Just be mature and grow up. Like, if you were going to do the same thing, we wouldn't do that to you.
Nope.
So.
Definitely not.
Yeah. They're probably listening, so. Grow up and be a woman. You're acting like a little girl. Sorry.
Facts.
Not sorry.
But, no name dropping here.
No.
Anyway, moving on. We said we would start talking about our topic.
Yeah, we will. Okay. I'll start. Okay. So, do you want to start with relationships? Because that's, like, the first on our list. Okay. The first one I have is a good conversation starter and someone who's just, like, really good at keeping a conversation. And someone who lets me talk about myself, too. I've had guys who are, like, only talking about themselves, like, on some dates that I've been on. And as much as I, like, love that because they're, like, talking and keeping the conversation going, I wish that they would also ask me questions because I'm also a talker. And I, like, just love talking about myself. That's why I have a podcast.
True.
And, like, I don't know. I'm just someone who loves to share. And so, like, I need someone who gives me that space to share. A guy who just, like, takes all of that, I can't deal with. And also guys who don't know how to ask questions or have conversations. I can't deal. That's a deal breaker.
That is a deal breaker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't even know, like, what I should say first because I don't know which one's, like, what is most important to me. So I'm just going to go from, like,
you have a lot.
I have a lot. because I have been with, I've been in relationships with a good amount of people. I mean, not really, like, not serious ones. I would consider me having maybe 3 serious relationships. But I, like, learned from each of them things that I can absolutely not tolerate. So I have, like, a lot of things, from each of those relationships that I have learned are things that are not something that I will be okay with, basically.
For sure.
And things that, I want to find out before I start dating this guy, whoever it is.
Yeah.
But anyway, a big one is that they cannot be racist or homophobic. I swear to God, that is something that I dealt with. And I was like, this is so stupid. I'm like, grow the fuck up. And like, why do you care about what other people are doing? Why do you care about other people's lifestyles? Like, and also just like, we're not, it's 2024,
Yeah.
Like,
it
get
just
over
seems
yourself.
So, yeah. It almost seems kind of rare nowadays to come across people like that because of the way our society is and at our age specifically.
Our age
and our
specifically.
generation.
I understand older people. I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand because that's still horrible. But like, older people grew up at a different time. Right now, like, we have done so much to make sure that everyone feels accepted, blah, blah, blah.
For sure. I agree.
That one just makes me mad because that's just crazy to me.
It is. It is crazy.
I think it's crazy.
I don't know why you had to deal with that. And like,
I know.
It's just so crazy. Did you see my comment on that when you did that?
Yeah. I must have said LOL.
Yeah. Because it was just like, I know who she's talking about. And
yeah.
I knew she would say it.
It was a bummer. I was like, are you kidding me? And that was like the reason we broke up, basically. Which was
Rightfully
annoying.
So. Rightfully so.
I was like, boy.
Yeah.
My God, the ants. Sorry. The ants are everywhere. They get all up on my desk and I don't know why.
Ugh. I wouldn't even be sitting there. I also agree with Audrey on that one. I've never dealt with that personally to like the extent that she did, so I didn't put that on mine. But if I did come across that, obviously that would be a deal breaker. And also, it's like immediate ick. Like, who are you? Why would you do that? Like, okay, I'm immediately unattracted. My next one is you have to be funny. I said you have to be funny. Like, really funny. Funnier than me. But also make me feel funny. So much funny. Yeah, like, you have to be funnier than me because, like, I'm just not naturally that funny. Like, I'll crack jokes here and there, but not naturally funny like some people. Thanks. I appreciate it. I love when people call me funny. It's, like, the best compliment. But I need someone who's funny and, like, someone who can joke around. I've realized that, like exploring back into the dating world, some guys are just so boring.
I know.
I know. I'm like, you gotta joke around with me. Or like one time I was on a date and this guy said something and like I thought he was joking, so I started laughing and he wasn't. He was dead serious.
Oh my God.
And I was like taken back. I was like, wait, it's not that serious. I think it's funny. You don't think it's funny. There's a disconnect. We're not meant to be. So I left.
So I got up and I walked away.
Yeah. So bad. So yeah, I think that's something super important.
Yeah,
and
I have that too.
Yeah.
I have that.
It's just like, you have to be funny. I'm sorry. If you're not, then like we're not meant to be. You can't be boring. I need to be laughing 24/7. Like I need to be belly laughing. Yeah.
Seriously.
Belly laughing.
I've been with a couple guys who can make me like genuinely laugh like that. And that's just the best feeling in the world.
It is.
It is. And like them laughing too and just being able to bounce off of one another conversation wise is the best thing ever. Like I've had, like, out of my serious relationships, only one was like that. The other two were like I had to pull stuff out of them so they would talk to me.
I want to know who it was. Can you like
I'll tell you later.
Oh, just text me. I'm curious.
Okay. I'm texting Emma right now. This person's
You need to know. I need to know right now. Oh, interesting. I didn't expect.
And that was the reason why it was so hard. Was that like connection wise, he and I, so good.
Yeah.
So good. Like, I had not connected with a guy like that ever. And I still haven't really. That's why
he wasn't my
I
favorite.
was so heartbroken.
Yeah.
And like, but obviously he had a very big red flag. He had a couple. And yeah, he wasn't everyone's favorite, but to me he was mine. So
Really?
Yeah. Like, not my favorite, sorry, but in the moment he was like my favorite person. I was just obsessed.
I don't think I have a favorite.
I don't know.
Maybe Josh.
See, Josh is my favorite for you too. And like, we're name dropping because we are friends with him, sort of.
Yeah, it's all fine to say his name.
We love
that was
him.
from forever ago. Yeah, I should reach out again. Hey, maybe I can go and hang out with him over spring break. Josh, if you're listening. I'm gonna text him after this episode now.
Okay. So I'm gonna move on. No, but I also had that on my list was, you know, making me laugh, being funny, being able to hold a good conversation with me, and just kind of bouncing off one another and having that energy. I said that they, like, if they don't have at least one goal in their life or one ambition or, you know, something that they're passionate about, they don't have that, red flag, deal breaker, get the fuck out, because I hate that. Because then I'm like trying to like talk to them about what they like and talk to them about their passions. And also it's just not a good quality to have, I think.
No, for
not
sure.
having goals, ambitions, passions. I understand not having like passions, like being super passionate about anything. But if you're just like, yeah, like, I don't know, like, I'm not really moving towards anything right now. Like, that's so unattractive.
Yeah,
and
it is.
It's icky.
Yes.
I've been with a guy like that and I'm like, ew, icky. Yeah. Also, icky. Like, kind of going along with that, like, moderately intelligent, I feel like is a good one. Like, I like smart guys.
Yeah, sure.
I fall head over heels. I'm not even kidding. If I see a guy like studying somewhere, I'm like, oh,
it's so
he's
cute.
Working so hard.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's so smart.
I know. I'm going to go to the library and hand out my number. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it this semester before it ends. That's how I'll make my
Let me know how that one goes.
Thanks. I'll let the whole podcast know. I should, like, you know,
Emma's new social experience. Or experiment.
A whole episode on a social experiment? Oh my god, that would be kind of cool. Comment down below if you want to hear about a social experiment.
That show that's like, what would you do?
Yeah. You know, those people who like the girls who share about their like first date experiences and stuff on TikTok. That's the energy it's giving.
It is.
So I'll keep you guys updated. I also had that one, like goals and ambitions, passions in life. I said someone who's passionate about their career, because I personally really like that. I love a guy who's passionate about what they're doing in life, especially like their career, and being the best versions of themselves. I can't be with a bum who has nothing going for them. I want you to be successful.
No, bums are horrible, bro.
Yeah, I've been with someone like that. And unfortunately, they're still like that. And like
Yeah.
low-key went downhill even more. So
Me too, girl. Me too.
yeah. And it's just like it's fine like if we're not dating. I don't really care about what you do with your life when we're not dating. But I've learned that I need someone who matches my success level. And not someone who's more successful than me. Like I can't deal with that. Like I need to be at the top. Like
Oh
count
my
me in as the
god.
breadwinner. Like I am the breadwinner. I am the main income of the house. Like I want to be that girl. But I also want someone who is successful and like has the same drive as me and someone who's at like the same level. Like we're like at the same mindset of like where we're going in life. Because I just can't be with someone who's just like dilly-dallying around. That's like the energy it's giving, dilly-dallying. Like stop dilly-dallying around with your career and your schooling. Like
Like
I
a
thought,
lump on a log kind of vibe.
yes, exactly. I just can't deal. And I think
Yeah.
it's super important for me personally because I am like that's one of like my biggest priorities in life. And so if we're able to understand each other on that same level of like school is a huge priority, our careers are huge priorities, then we understand each other more and we understand why like some things have to come after my career or my schooling. Because like my career and my passion for my career is such a big part of my identity. And if I don't have that like little thing to myself, especially growing up and getting married and having kids, like your career is the one thing that is so separate from your family that you grow. And I think that's just a super big part of me. And I could never give that up because of a guy or something. And I want them to be able to understand where I'm coming from. And I also think it's really attractive when a guy thinks that same thing about his career.
Yes.
So that's like kind of my mindset. It's not to be like, oh, like you can't be struggling with like what you want to do in your life. Totally understandable. But like to me, I just like a guy who knows what he wants because I'm that way. And I like being on the same mindset with that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love
And then
that.
just like
Very
bums
chill.
or just like, especially at our age, like getting older and like seeing people get like realish jobs and making realish money. It's like you are so behind, which is fine. But like you're behind because you're not trying and like you're not doing anything. Like
Yeah.
get up and fix it. Do something.
I'm
I'm
making
referring to
realish.
like the sorry. I'm referring to
I'm
like the
making.
bottom of the bottom. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was just gonna say I'm making realish money at a realish job right now. Not
Exactly.
really. I
Exactly.
work as a tour guide at my school, but I love it.
Yeah.
I love
Well,
it.
that's fine.
So I don't care that it's not like a big girl job. Like I love it so much and I'm
Mhm.
gonna do it throughout all of college. Like I'm
Yeah.
obsessed with the job. I love it.
Yes. Well, and even like stuff like that where, because like over the summer you'll do something different and probably related to psychology.
I'm
And it's
actually
like,
not. I'm working for my
oh,
dad.
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Working for
But
my
like
dad full time.
last year you did your internship and like that gave you
Hmm.
great experience. And like there are moments in your life where like you have to do those things because you need that experience level for your career and like your mind is like thinking about yourself in the future and you're being responsible in that sense. Like you're at a place now where you don't have to do that all the time. So like you can work with your dad, you know what I mean? And
Hmm.
like I'm
Yeah.
also in a place like that too where like I could work at a restaurant over the summer because I have so much experience in my field. But
Yeah. After
like
my junior year is when I'm gonna do like a internship
yeah,
that's related again.
exactly. So it's just like but people who don't even think about that or like don't even think about getting a job or don't even like have the energy to get a job, I'm like, you gotta fix it. You gotta fix it, boy. I
Get a
personally just
job.
can't. I just can't have someone in my life like that because then it would
Yeah.
not motivate me.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to not sound too hard on guys right now and people in life. I'm
I think
referring
that's fair
specifically
though.
to a partner specifically. I'm not trying to judge other people who don't have their life together right now.
And the thing is though, like I don't have my life together at all.
Mm-mm.
Me personally, I do not.
Me either.
Um, but I can tell that my life will be together
Yes,
in
because of
years
your goals and ambition
in the
and
future.
passion.
Yeah, because I'm doing everything I need to do to get there, you know. I might
Exactly.
feel like I'm a mess right now and I might feel like I'm not sure what the hell is going on in life, but I know that like 5 years from now I'll be, employed
For sure.
and I don't know, maybe I'll meet a guy
You will.
as long as they check off all these boxes.
Exactly.
Um
Okay.
my next one is this is just like his relationships with other people besides me. So I
Mm-hmm.
think it's so important that like if they're super kind to me, they should be kind to other people too. Because it's like
Mm-hmm.
if I'm like, oh, they're so sweet, but then I realize they're only sweet to me, I don't like that because that shows that their sweetness is not their actual personality, you
For
know?
sure. Mm-hmm.
And I also just think it's a matter of being kind to other people is a really big thing for me.
Yeah.
If they're constantly poking fun at other people or judging people or talking behind other people's backs or whatever it is, I
Mm-hmm.
just don't I don't F with that personally.
I agree.
Um but then in another kind of I don't know, um aspect of their life, I think it's important for them to have a good relationship with their family. That's like a big thing for me. Because
I
my
agree.
family is everything to me. I'm such a family person. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I have gotten so close to mine. I mean, yeah, relatively close to mine in the past few years. Um, my parents are like my close friends. Like, that's how I feel. My sister and I have
Yeah.
gotten really close. I don't know. I
I
just like that dynamic. My mom is close to her family. My dad is close to his family. So it makes family gatherings very fun. We do things for all of these holidays. And I feel like
yeah.
it's rare to have a family as close as mine. So
For sure.
I don't expect a ton, but I guess immediate family, like your parents and
Mm-hmm.
like your siblings, I feel like that's important.
Yeah.
I understand that there's like obviously there are situations where you really just don't feel like you can be close to your parents or maybe one of your parents because of a specific situation or something or even
Yeah.
a sibling, like I understand that. So I
Yeah.
I don't know, it's not necessarily a requirement. It's more like it would be a plus
Yeah.
if they did have a good relationship with their family, but
Yeah.
it's not necessarily required, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. And also like
Yeah.
family members who are so accepting of you and want to get to know you and they like treat you like family. I love moms and dads like that, my partners, like who literally just bring you in and like act like your family.
Yeah, I've
And
had
I
great experiences with that.
yeah, yeah. In my last relationship, that's how it was for sure. And I loved it. I loved having like that family sense. It was so comfortable and they really treated me like a daughter.
Yeah.
Um and I found that I like really appreciated that and what you were saying, it's not a requirement, but it's such a plus and to be able to have such a good relationship with like future in-laws would be so nice. Like no one wants a bad in-law. I also
No,
have that
yeah.
though.
I've always
I
really liked my partner's families a lot.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. Families in my past, it's like kind of been up and down. I don't know, honestly don't even remember some stuff.
Mhm.
Um I also said about family, I said I want you to know mine like I want to know yours. And then I also said, but I hope that you appreciate your independence and like time and space away from them. Because I think that is important. And kind of like mama's boys. This is kind of a generalization, but or a
No, I know what
stereotype,
you
if you
mean.
will. But people who are like so attached to their families that like you can't get away.
That's true. That's
So
very true.
I also think that time and space away and being able to like, you know, if you want to move across the country, to be able to move across the country and have your family support that on both ends, while also making an effort to talk to them weekly and visit them monthly or a few times a year or something like that. Because I do think that independence is really important, and I've been in situations where it feels like the family is a little overbearing and there's no like there's no privacy sometimes, and a good relationship with them is so needed to me, but also I enjoy my independence and like keeping my relationship separate and private from them. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and also have my partner accept that too and want that and not want to be like with his family all the time.
Yes. Good.
Okay, I'm going to say something kind of controversial. I said, I hate to say this, but honestly, I want to be your second priority after yourself, but before your friends. And then I said, I am dating to marry, to be with you forever, to tell you everything, live with you one day, prioritize the shit out of you, and I will have you first before anyone, and I expect that from you too. Obviously, there are exceptions like special occasions, but if you can't do this, you aren't my person. I feel like that's controversial. Even like from you, I feel like you wouldn't agree with this. I don't know, maybe you do though. But to me personally, I feel like I should be a higher priority than your friends, especially in like a long-term relationship. That's what I'm referring to. Obviously in the beginning things are different. But if you're talking about marriage, if you are like basically living together, like I think that I should come before your friends. Obviously, what I said, there are special occasions and certain circumstances. But in past relationships, I have felt like their friends are more important to them. And it's been for like stupid stuff. And I'm like, I feel like my opinion should be a little more, um, heard and taken in
Mm-hmm.
and then decide. And I just don't feel like I've been a priority below themselves. 'Cause I feel like, yes, put yourself first. But that's just like my controversial opinion. Because I would do that for them. Because I think when I'm in a relationship, there are obviously like my friends are so important to me. But like at the end of the day, if this is the person that I'm going to marry and be with forever, it's like obviously I'm going to put my partner first. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's very circumstantial too.
Yeah. I understand that. I understand that perspective. And it's always nice to like have the feeling that you are above his friends or whatever.
Yeah.
My whole thing is that I don't want to come into someone's life and like disrupt what they already have. So if,
Yeah.
these are pre-existing friends, um, and they've been friends for a while or whatever it is,
Yes.
I don't want him to have to change what he does all the time because of me and because I've asked him to put me above his friends. I don't know. That's just like I
No, it makes
understand it
sense.
because I am sometimes like, ugh, why won't you do this with me instead of hanging out with your friends today, whatever. But it's
Yeah.
like at the same time, friendships are so important, and I think that at some point if the guy is putting you before his friends all the time, then he's going to start putting you before himself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I personally think that is a domino effect because there's going to be times he's going to want to hang out with his friends and do things with his friends and be silly, whatever, that maybe you don't want him to do. And then, I don't know, he would decide not to do that thing, but then he'd miss out on something that he was wanting to do. Or like,
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how to put that, but like, I think people's friends make up part of their identity, and I mean, I have had friends that have really, like, when they're in a relationship, like, they no longer hang out with me, like,
Mm-hmm.
at all. Like, I've had that
Yeah.
happen with multiple people,
Yeah.
and I understand that they're trying to, like, build this relationship and be close with them, whatever. Um, but then it's like, what happens when the relationship ends and you weren't hanging out with this friend and now, you're so separated from each other, and then it's just awkward, and
Mm-hmm.
then, like, it's hard to get that friendship back, and then you don't have that person anymore to talk to about the breakup, and then it's just kind of a
Yeah.
mess. And, like, I don't know, I think friends are just so important. Friends are the ones that are, like, meant to stick, and, like, I do also date with the intent to maybe marry this person, but
Mm-hmm.
I know that it's not necessarily gonna actually make it to marriage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I definitely understand and agree with everything you said. I think there's like friends are super important and they do make up part of your identity. And like they um are such a good way to keep a good balance in your relationship of like who you spend time with outside of your partner.
Mm-hmm.
But in like specific situations or circumstances, I think that there were times in past relationships where I felt like they were choosing their friends over me all the time.
Yeah.
And
No, and
it
that's
was
annoying.
like, yeah, and it was a situation where like my opinion wasn't being heard or it wasn't being thought about. Um, and it was more of a situation where it was like they were in this stage of life where they wanted to be with friends all of the time and like they really valued that and they wanted to be with their friends a lot more. It was always a topic of conversation and it was never like, oh, you can't do this with your friends or you can't go out or whatever, but it was like, I feel like I need you today and like I need your support today, or like we had planned this. And I'm someone who like I am I hate change in plans and change is really hard for me sometimes. And I feel like a commitment is a commitment. And if you committed to that, I feel like you should go with that.
Yeah.
And to me, there were circumstances where like I was committed to and then things were changed and it was because of friends. And I didn't feel as important or prioritized as I feel like I should be.
Sure. No,
Especially
and
in like
I understand that. I think I was interpreting it incorrectly.
no, that's
I think
okay. It's yeah. And like
I understand that. I do get
I'm
that.
talking very much long term. Like all of these things that I'm talking about are long term because I'm just not a short term relationship girly. And every single time that I get into a relationship with someone, I need to feel like for it to continue, I need to feel like I can marry that person because I'm in a stage of my life now where like the next person that I date, I want to marry them. Like that's the stage I am in life. Like I've gone through relationships, I know what I want, and like I feel like if the next person that I date, I feel like should be my person forever. And like that is with me
Sorry.
taking time and me being choosy and picky and having super high expectations. So hopefully that they are my person because I'm sick of breakups and I'm sick of being played and all of that stuff and wasting my time. So like I have
Same.
yeah. It's just like my headspace is at a if you can do this now, when we don't have kids, where we're not married, where we're not living together, if you can't do that now, you're not going to be able to do that when we have kids. You're not going to be able to put me and the kids first. And like, you need to have your little phase with your friends and like have that time to be single and live it up and explore that part. But you should be ready in your life. If you're meant for me, you should be ready for your life to like put me first. And there is a stage in life where you do just want to be with friends and like you need that time and you need to discover who you are. But once you do all of that, I feel like there's like this stage of like maturation. Is that a word? Of like just a stage of maturing. A stage of maturing where you are ready to put your partner first.
That's a word, Emma.
Oh, it is? Good.
Yeah, the process of becoming mature.
Exactly, maturation. And you're ready to take that on and you're ready to make serious decisions. Like, friends are super important and I don't want to downplay that. But in my opinion and in me feeling worthy and prioritized in a relationship, I feel and deserve like I should be put first, especially if I'm doing that for my partner. And of course, this is in long-term relationships. If it's the beginning of a relationship, obviously I'm putting my friends first. But if we've been dating for a year and I have the intention to marry you and spend the rest of my life with you, I think there are certain situations where you should be putting them first. And you shouldn't be like, well, you won't let me do this. And like, I just want to be with the guys. And those kinds of things. And maybe that's a disconnect of like where we're at in life. Because again, there's like certain stages in life where you need time with your friends and other times where you're ready for a relationship. So I think that's more of like what I'm talking about, like the stages of life. Like right now, I'm not in a stage of life where I could put a guy first before my friends. And I know that intentionally, so I'm not going to get into a relationship with anyone. Because I wouldn't be able to put that person first. But I know that in the next year or two, I should feel ready because I'm like getting this time out where I'm discovering who I am and, you know, making the best version of myself and like enjoying the time with my girlfriends. But there comes a time in life where, you know, your girlfriends all get boyfriends and then you all hang out and like now your partners are your best friends and like your best friends in life can also hang out with you and your partner and like that's so fun. But yes. Yeah, that's my mindset. It's a little controversial and I just don't think that people are like at that point in life and I would definitely get that. But that's where I'm at.
No, I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
It's so great to feel like you are a priority in somebody's life. That feeling is freaking awesome. So I understand that.
It is. Yeah.
So, yeah, I get it.
Audrey's I don't know. I'm just
I don't know. Maybe I'm just not like. Maybe I don't have the right idea. I'm kidding.
No, you definitely do. And like, again, with the stages in life, like you might just not be in the phase in life where you're ready to settle down like that. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Or you could be and you just want different things than me, and that's okay too.
Yeah. I don't know. I think, yeah. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah. And that's fine.
Because I know personally, like, I also want my next relationship to be long-term and like, well, that's how I always want my relationships to be, but they never happen like that anymore. It was like, high school was long-term. Now it's like not.
Whereas like me, like high school was more short-term, like a few months. And now like my last 2 relationships have been like almost a year. And I've just never been in a short-term relationship since like the beginning of my senior year.
Yeah. Because
so it's like I'm so used to it.
I had a long-term relationship all throughout high school, basically.
Yeah.
And then another one after that. And then
Yeah.
now it's been like a month or two. I find it to be such a freaking red flag when they make a relationship their entire life. Like our relationship their entire life.
Oh, true.
I want
That's
them to
me.
I want them to continue doing things that they did before the relationship. I want them
For
to,
sure.
participate in the hobbies that they did before. Participate in, um, I don't know, things that they enjoyed doing before they met me. I don't want, like I said, to come into someone's life and disrupt it and make them feel like they need to start changing everything about themselves and like change everything that they did. Like I want them to be able to still be an individual.
Agreed.
Because it's not that like we're becoming each other's worlds. It's just that we're like coming into each other's worlds and we're there with them, but also still in our own path. If that makes sense. Because
Yeah.
everyone's still an individual person. Anyway, that's a big thing for me is like, I don't expect that from a guy, and I don't want a guy to expect that from me.
I said I need a lot of attention, affection, and love from someone, so be able to do that. Which is so true. Like I am very much like an anxious attachment in like the best way possible. Ugh. Um and like I just love being with my partner all the time, and I like truly love being just in each other's presence. If we can just enjoy like sitting and just like chilling on our phones, like that's some of like I love that time. And we're like cooking together and like doing lifestyle things really makes me feel loved. Or like grocery shopping together. I just loved all of that stuff. And that was part of like the attention and affection. Um, and like doing certain hobbies together and making our own hobbies, and also like exploring each other's hobbies. Like if I like this, like can you come and join me for a week? That kind of thing. I really enjoyed that, and I just need attention and affection from someone. Like I need you to tell me compliments every day. And I need you to text me a lot. And I'm just that way, and I'm not, again, like I'm not going to downplay it. Like I need that, and that's just how I am, and I think I'll always be that way. And I just love that. Even with like friends and stuff, like I love like chitter chattering back and forth. And I just love like sharing little updates about my life throughout the day, and I've just always been that way.
Yeah.
And I'm not
I
someone who
do
can
agree.
like, yeah, I'm not someone who can like put down my phone and like not talk to you all day. Like I need to be updating you. And I like that. And I like someone who can do that for me too.
Yeah. I do enjoy like being the person that someone like that the guy
Yeah.
will tell
Come to.
things to.
Yes.
That's what
Yes.
happened. Like, oh my god, this just happened.
Yes.
And I do
I love
that.
that too.
I do that too. Sometimes again, but like sometimes again, there's not that energy there, which sucks. And
Yeah. Yeah.
it needs to be like that.
It does. It does need to be like that.
I get that. I would say I don't need to be texted all the time, or complimented all the time, but that's not
Yeah.
saying I don't want it. Like I
For
still
sure.
appreciate it so much, and that really does make me feel good.
Yeah.
But I feel like I don't know, I just have never needed it as much as other people, I guess. I don't know, that's just me. I'm just so low maintenance, but like it's kind of annoying how low maintenance I am. I wish
That's so
I wanted more, but I'm like, whatever. I'm like, you do you.
That's fine. That's fine though.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing. Like
Yeah.
I feel like I have like sometimes too high of expectations where I'm not gonna find everything.
Yeah.
But I'm determined to find everything.
And you know what? You will.
Yeah.
Um, um, this is just something I like. It's like if they don't do this, it's not a big deal. Well, I don't know. I really like it. I like when a guy is a really, really good listener, and you can tell that they are because they bring up things that like I have said in the past.
So
and
true. I love that.
they comment on it. And I'm like, oh my God, you remember that or whatever? Or sometimes I don't even remember that I told them. And I'm like, when did I
Yeah.
tell you that? But um, but then I'm like, oh, you were listening to me.
So
And I'm like,
cute.
green flag, green flag. Love
Green
that.
flag. Yeah.
Love it.
Love.
Love it.
Hashtag love it. Hashtag LOVEIT. Love it.
And like going back to what Emma was saying about updating each other, I think it's super important to share achievements with one another. I was like, if someone, like, if my significant other keeps like a big thing from me that they're super proud
Mm-hmm.
of or something, I feel like that's such a red flag. Like, that's so weird.
It is. It is
Like,
weird.
tell me what's like exciting. I don't know. It's just
I
weird.
know. I agree with you. Okay, these next two kind of go hand in hand for me. No smoking or drugs, and I don't like a partier, like a huge partier. Especially right now in life. Like, maybe after I turn 21, it'll be different. But, like, right now in life, my priorities just aren't there.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm down for a good time sometimes. But I also love my nights in, and I would love someone who would also enjoy a night in with me. And most of my weekends
Yeah.
are spent in. And, like, I love, like, a good, like, birthday party or, like, a good, like, just once a month party and, like, just feel a little good some nights. But, I would, like, definitely rather just have a night in, like, make dinner and have a glass of wine or something. That's my vibe. And I want someone who's also that way because, again, like, I've also been in situations where it's not that way and there's a huge disconnect and I don't understand their lifestyle. They don't understand my lifestyle. And it just didn't work out. And so
Yeah.
I feel like to be similar in that way is important to me because that's just something that I can't understand. I can't wrap my head around it. And I get a lot of FOMO and I would feel just terrible about myself, like if my partner was going out and I wasn't, because it was like this sense of like bragging of like you have more friends than me or like you're having more fun than me, but like when I go out with you I get so anxious, so like I don't even feel good about going out. But I like genuinely just realized that it was all of the pressure to like go out and have a fun time. Where now, when I go out when I want, I have a great time because I'm not being held back from the person that I am. And like, there's not so much focus on my anxiety around things. Whereas, like, before, because I was so anxious in the past, like, there was always this conversation and like mutual mind telling of like, are you anxious right now? Like, what can I do to help you? And like, now I just go and I just like rely on myself to know that, and like I don't need anyone else to be doing that for me. And it's a lot better now. But I just enjoy my nights in, and I need someone to do that with me too. But also, I would love if you go out with me, and party with me sometimes. But I think that will change once I turn 21. I think I would like to go out like every weekend and like enjoy life before I get hungover every day. So
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that. I've been like not enjoying going out as much as I used to. Because I'm always tired. And I get there and I'm like, fuck this. I don't want to be here.
yeah.
But I still like to go occasionally. I don't know, it's fun. I like it.
No, yeah, for sure.
But there's definitely days where I'm just like, oh no.
Yeah. Well, and that's just like that's truly just personalities too. Like I understand people who do go out and I have more of like a respect now for it than I did like a year ago.
Yeah, and that's
Because I can
understandable because like
understand
a
it
year
more.
ago you were a freshman and like you
Yeah.
didn't have much experience with it. And that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this one's obvious. A good physical connection is always great. Like, obviously, if I'm not physically attracted to you, like, it's gonna be weird and not gonna work.
Yeah. Agreed.
Personality has always been my number one priority when looking for a guy. However, if, I do really like your personality and there's no physical connection, that kind of sucks. We can be friends. But then there's situations where I'm like, ooh, he's kind of ugly. But then I really get to know him and then I become so attracted to him because of his personality. Or there's times. Sorry.
Imagine telling your future husband, like, I thought you were ugly at first.
That would be so awkward. Anyway,
Okay.
or there's situations when the guy is like, oh, he's so sexy, he's so hot, but then he has the worst personality.
Oh, for sure. That's like every guy. Every hot guy is the worst personality.
Yeah. Obviously, a good combination of physical connection and their personality has to be superb. Totally. But yeah, the physical part, like, I don't know. For me, that's a big thing just because it's so intimate. I'm not doing anything like that with anyone else. It's very much just the two of us type of thing.
I agree.
And it's very special to me.
I agree. There definitely needs to be a physical connection. Yeah. If there's not, it's just not going to work. I think that's for most people. It's just not going to work. Agreed. And I don't think, like, if you don't have a physical connection to him, I feel like they can tell. And then, like, they don't have a physical connection to you. Like, there's just a disconnect.
That's true.
So.
In most cases.
Yeah.
But some, it's like, Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys will be like, oh, you're so sexy. And then I'm like, get away from me.
No, literally. I hate to say this, but, like, I'm ghosting someone.
Text me who it is.
You know who
I already know.
It's the last guy I talked to.
Okay.
And went on a date with.
Yeah, I know.
You know, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about somebody else, too. Never mind.
Who?
Nothing. Next.
I hate to say that, but okay. I said someone who wants a family. Now, I don't know why I put this down. Because whenever I'm single, I'm like, I could totally live my life without kids sometimes. And, like, I feel like I would honestly be content without kids and, like, without a husband and just, like, being the cool aunt. But that's, like, if I'm single, you know? Mm-hmm. Oh. Yes, Audrey. The text you just sent me. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But whenever I'm in a relationship, for sure I want a family. Like, if I get married, for sure I want kids. So, like, if I do if I am dating someone and I want to marry them, they need to be able to want a family too. And that kind of thing. But also, I just, like, having kids kind of scares me. And, like, although, like, I know it's so exciting and I think I would be a great mom and it would be all fine, it's just, like, kind of hard to picture right now, especially once life gets really real and you, like, realize that in life. It's like, how am I supposed to do that? Like, how am I supposed to juggle work? How am I supposed to have a kid? Also keep my marriage going? And then multiple ones too? Just seems really overwhelming. But I think that's just where my head's at right now and, like, the stage I'm at in life. I think things will change once I'm older. But yeah, I said someone who wants a family because if I am in a relationship, I definitely want a family. But I think I would be fine in life if I didn't have kids. I would be fine being the cool aunt.
Yeah. I definitely want to have kids. I'm like, do I want to bring them into a world like this? Not necessarily. But I feel like I'd be a good mother. And I feel like with the world being how it is, I'd do a good job, like, helping them through it.
For sure. You would.
But I'm scared, for sure.
I know. The world is scary, and it is scary thinking about bringing a kid into this.
It's a disaster.
It is. We're living through, like, terrible times.
I know. Anyway, always puts me in a weird state.
I know. I know you don't like that stuff.
No, it's okay. It's just like I think about it all the time.
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
why does my anxiety have, like, why do I have so much anxiety about the world? Like, I can't do anything about it. That's why I have anxiety, is because I can't do anything about it. Ugh. Anyway,
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
moving on. Really important is that they care about mental health
Mm-hmm.
and specifically their own mental health. I think that it's just uncomfortable and unfortunate when guys are like pretending to not have negative feelings because,
Yeah.
again, they're still just humans. Like, they're just as human as women are. And
Mm-hmm.
although we stereotypically express our emotions more than men,
Yeah.
they shouldn't feel like they can't. Like, I just get so sad thinking about that. Is like, and like the thing is, men are more likely to be diagnosed with depression. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
but they also have this mindset that, like, they're supposed to be tough and not have these negative emotions, which is really sad.
Yeah.
So anyway, being with someone who can express their emotions is important to me.
I was gonna say that. Yeah. Like, talk to me about it. I don't
Yeah.
really like guys who, like, shut down and can't talk to me about it. I feel like that's a good trait to have, like, to be vulnerable and to
Yeah.
express your emotions. And, like, that
Yeah.
doesn't need to come soon. But, like,
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good trait, especially, like, the way that I am. Like, I'm like that.
Yeah, and like I feel like I have a good like read on people, especially if I really know them. Like, if something's wrong, I can tell.
You do,
Um
for sure.
yeah, and if I'm like, "Hey, are you okay? Is something going
Yeah.
on?"
I
And they're
know
like,
something's going on. Tell me.
and they're just like, "No, I'm fine." Like, I want them to be comfortable enough to be vulnerable with me, knowing that, like, I'm not going to tell anybody what's going on with you. Like, it's just
Exactly.
between the two of us. Like, we're friends. Like, I just want to be there for
Yes.
you. Oh my God, sorry. The ants are everywhere. So going back to mental health, I'm always hearing from guys, "Mama didn't raise no bitch." And I'm like, that's so annoying. Multiple guys have told me that. "Mama didn't raise no bitch." And
Shut up.
I'm like, genuinely, your mama did raise a bitch.
For
Because
real.
you're a bitch if you can't express your emotions.
Hmm. No,
Anyway,
for real though. I agree. I
I
100%
think
agree.
it's
I've had guys who don't express their emotions, and I'm like, that's not good. Like,
I feel like that's
you,
more unmanly.
I think it is too.
Hmm.
And I'm not asking for you to, like, spill your guts out to me at all. But if you're going through something and I'm asking you how you're doing, like, I need a little insight.
Yeah.
Because there's been times where I've been completely blindsided of, like, someone's mental health, and I'm like, I had no idea that this was going on. Why didn't you tell me? Because it was affecting our relationship too. And,
Yeah.
like, because that's definitely a valid reason of why, like, a relationship would be affected. Mental health, like, definitely affects a relationship.
Yeah.
But, like, you can't leave your partner in the dark like that. And, like, I don't think your partner would want you to be suffering, and, like, they would want to help you.
Mhm.
And I think it's a really important trait, especially for later on in life, the things that you're going to go through as a couple. You need to be able to express how you're feeling and how your mental health is, and keep each other, um, in the known of what's going on. I
Yeah.
definitely agree. I put on my list, like, someone who cares about their health, and that's all around: mental, physical, spiritual, whatever. Like, take care
Yes.
of yourself. And that's something that I do, and I take pride in that. And I think that if you're not doing that, things can get bad. mentally and physically. And, I think everything is kind of like a cycle and everything connects. And, if your mental health's not good, your physical health isn't good. If your physical health isn't good, your mental health's not good. If, you're lost in spirituality, like, stuff isn't good. So I think definitely caring about those things and making an effort to work on them and not just shoving it to the side. Take care of yourself. You know that you should do it, so just do it.
Yeah. And just going along with that, being able to have tougher conversations, whether it is about yourself or it's about the relationship or about something else, without freaking out immediately and getting all pissed off, whatever, defensive. Be able to sit down with me, have a calm conversation. I feel like I'm really good at that, communication. If something's bothering me or whatever, I'm not afraid to talk to you. And it's not like I'm attacking you either. I'm very calm and I choose my words wisely.
For sure.
So there should be no reason why you're freaking out at me.
No,
is what I think.
Literally. I agree.
Anyway.
I agree. Those were all my points.
Those were all my points.
Perfect ending. Wow. Okay, so we're actually not going to talk about friendships. We're going to do a part 2 because this episode is long as fuck.
It's so long.
Anyways, okay, let's close out this episode.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this long-ass episode. It was super fun to record. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Coming at you with part 2 of this, hopefully. Which will be good. Yeah. Friendships. Deal breakers and what we want in friendships. Follow us on Instagram at @girlmeetspodcast_. Give us a rating on Spotify. Follow us on Apple Podcasts. Follow us on TikTok at @girlmeetspodcast. Do all the things. Click our link in our bio to find all of that information on Instagram.
Yes! Perfect.
Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much for watching and listening. And thank you so much for supporting us. We love you guys and we love doing this. It's such a fun time. I love you, Audrey. Just kissed at the same time. Girl Meets Podcast out.